Hello, I am Carlos González. I come from Mexico and I am happy to be here in Taiwan with the Global Forum for Modern Direct Democracy. Well, why I am here? Because I come from a very beautiful country, very huge cultural and powerful country, but a very sad country because the highest difference between the society and the inequality to bring and to have the rights in our hands to everybody. There is an equally and deeply democratic country because these reasons. We have a lot of good laws and institutions. We have elections every 3 years in the federal level, and we have a formal democracy. But it is empty sometimes because there is not social justice and a way to everybody can live in the better way. So I come from Mexico, a very beautiful and strong country, but I come from a country that doesn't have a very good democracy. We have, as we see in the entire world, a crisis in our representative democracy, and the only way to fix it is to introduce a mechanism of modern direct democracy, just to put together again to the representatives and the people who that people suppose representative. I think that this is not only a goal or a task for Mexicans. This is the goal and a task for everybody and everywhere. So we need to be together. We are together, and we have to put together to do things together to do it better. The world that we are dreaming on is ours and is in the reach of our hand if we reach it together. That's the reason because I am here. I start to work on the democracy field in Mexico since I was young. Well, I am young, but more younger than now. It was in the night of the July election, presidential election of July 1988. That was a fraud, electoral fraud in Mexico. And I went with a few of our friends, not few, more or less 50 friends, young people, to the Electoral Commission and get into there and start to speech against the fraud and in favor for the democracy process. Until this day, still this day from now, I was working very hard in the electoral institutions in Mexico, making it work. Now we have democracy, electoral democracy, pluralism, and nobody else talk about fraud in the elections. I think that the one step more, the most important step now is not only elections. Election is very important for democracy, but it's not the only thing. Maybe it's just a little thing in the democracy. The most important is citizenship, and we have to build citizenship. It means in Mexico 3 items. First, to civic education. Second, to reform law and to build strong institutions, and the third one, to demand and a government and authorities, all the authorities, in order to be transparent and to accountability to the society. So this is the reason because I'm happy here, sharing with my old friends from the world that we are working for that. One of the most important writers in Mexico was Carlos Fuentes, and he wrote that one of the main problems in our country is the distance between the low country and the real country. This distance is one of the major challenges to have a real democratic country. Also, of course, the social issues that makes that our society hasn't the stronger abilities and capabilities to build a democratic system where the people has the real power and exercise it. In order of that, I think that the direct democratic tools can put in contact the political segment or the political part of the society that is government with a non-political size, I mean non-partisan size of our society, to get together and to start to work together to make decisions. I think this is the way now to resolve this kind of dramatic distance between the law and the reality. Now, currently, I am a former electoral counselor in Mexico City Electoral Administration Body, president of the Citizen Participation Commission in the city. And now, I am a consultant. I am helping for electoral bodies, local electoral bodies in Mexico, developing civic education programs and citizen participations also programs. We are also talking with the Congress, local Congress, to reform the laws that avoid or that in order to have better laws for the civic participation and direct democracy modern tools in our country. Also, I am working for international organizations like IDEA International, and I am conducting support to the electoral court in Panama to develop a civic education program nationwide. And this is what I work in today, building citizenship and trying to make reality the democracy of proximity in our communities. Well, civic education is not like a class of democratic theory in the classroom. Civic education is working with the head and the soul of the people, with their commitments and their clearance about what is happening with them and with their community. Civic education means to work with the people, to the people who works for the other people. And we develop then different programs, workshops, materials, videos and books and things like that to bring the other people to work with their own people. That's the meaning of civic education for me.